Shortcuts of the mind. What is the availability heuristics? It's a phenomenon in which our brain replaces the calculation of probability by the ease of equipping ourselves with information from our memory. If something sticks in our minds, or we've seen it recently, we assign it a higher probability. Shortcuts of the mind. What is the availability heuristic? Example. Jane often watches TV, reads various articles on the internet, and when she's about to go on vacation by plane, an irrational fear takes hold of her. After all, she has recently seen on TV and subsequently read on the internet about plane accidents. So she chooses to travel by car, not realizing that she is in much greater danger traveling by car than by plane in terms of probability. Shortcuts of the mind. How is availability heuristics created? Our minds have a limited capacity, both in the amount of information it can store and in computing power also. After all, it was necessary to get the brain into our skull somehow, and thus there are limits to its size. So our brains have learned to replace probability calculations with how easily we remember things. In the previous example, we showed how negative information about a plane crash can influence us and subsequently lead us to make a bad decision to travel by car, where we are statistically at greater risk of complications than when traveling by plane. In general, significantly fewer planes are flown than cars are driven. Gambling marketing then works on a similar principle, where they talk mostly about the winners and not the people who lose. If we gave 5 minutes of TV time to everyone who has ever lost in gambling contest, then we won't watch anything else for a while. Shortcuts of the mind. Availability heuristics. What to watch out for? The availability heuristic creates the impression in our mind that we understand how something is likely. However, it is a mental shortcut and thus not based on calculation, but on brain's attempt to accomplish a task and save precious energy in the process. This behavior is advantageous when making small decisions that do not have a significant impact in our lives. If we keep in mind this facilitation or heuristics that our brain uses when making important decisions, such as buying a house, when we are not satisfied with just feeling and making a quick decision, but we also engage our slow analytical mind and verify the information. Of course, this is an exhaustive process, and therefore we only use it for important decisions, so that we preserve our health and are not overwhelmed by thinking, which is not helpful to humans in excess, because it increases stress level and therefore cortisol, which suppresses our immune system. Shortcuts of the mind. Accessibility heuristics. How can we use it? For example, we can use online marketing to show people the same product often and give them impression that it is the only right one, and encourage the likelihood of buying it when people see it somewhere. We can also choose the message we show a person and thereby influence their perception of the world, opinions and mood. This can be done, unfortunately, in both positive and negative ways.